Thanks everyone for coming this morning. It was a fantastic turnout. As you know, we're Carrigaline Community First Responders. We're completely voluntary for the community, 24/7. We've a lot of call-outs lately to members of the public, and due to COVID, we've had no collections last year and a half because of all the restrictions in place. So the likes of Martin and Diane doing these yoga classes here for us, and with the GoFundMe pages online are fantastic. They just bring in a couple of pound in that helps buy pads and batteries and defibs for the community. And as I say, we're completely voluntary. Every penny we make goes straight back into the community, and it's all there, crystal clear, to be seen for anyone. So listen, just thanks very much. Grand morning for us, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks a million.
Okay, welcome everyone. I know there's a few faces here that I'm not familiar with, so I'm just going to say to you before we begin, work at your own pace. If anything feels uncomfortable, doesn't feel right in your body, just let it out. Enjoy the morning, no pressure on anybody. I just want you to have a nice, relaxing yoga session. Weather is holding up for us. Now, just to let you know, you'll see there's cameras here. The cameras, unfortunately, are on me. They're not on me. So these will be recorded and they'll be put up on YouTube. So I'm just going to say, for anybody who might be watching this at home on YouTube, you might consider donating to the first responders. And as I say, don't worry, any of you that are here, you're totally anonymous. This is not, because somebody said to me last week, oh, there's a camera. And I said, don't worry. So just relax, enjoy. So I'm going to get you to start by just lying down on your mats, please. And you could start by bending your knees. Relax your shoulders. Relax your back down into the mat. So feel your back nicely supported. And maybe rest your hands now lightly on your belly, just below your navel. No pressing now, just let them rest there lightly. So breathe out deeply through your nose. And now begin to inhale. So take it nice and slow as you inhale, just let your belly rise up with the breath. And then slowly exhale once again. And as you exhale, feel your shoulders dropping. And feel a sense of relaxation as you let go of any tension or any stress. So once again, deep breath in. Feel the belly expand with the breath. And slowly exhale. So just a few more deep breaths now to prepare yourself for your practice. So you can just exhale one more time. Open your eyes. Have a stretch. So take your arms overhead. Stretch the legs out. Really stretch the body out now before we begin. And then bring your arms back down and bend your knees once again. So hug your right knee into you. So place the left foot on the floor, on the ground. Hug the right knee in. And just start to point and flex your right foot. And then make little circles with the right ankle. Just checking, can you hear down the back row? Great. So just circle in both directions. And now hug the right knee in again, and this time I want you to straighten your left leg. So just straighten the left leg out on the ground. Hug the right knee in, straighten the left. And then just draw the toes towards you, so you're flexing that left foot. That's it. And maybe lifting the left foot an inch off the ground. Just an inch, so we're engaging the core a little bit. You can keep your head relaxed for now. And then slowly lower the left leg, lower the right leg, bend both knees once again. So bend both knees, feet on the ground. Hug your left knee in. And again, we're going to start with pointing and flexing the left foot. Making circles, ankle circles in both directions. Hug the left knee in and stretch the right leg out. So straighten your right leg out along your mat. Draw the toes towards you and maybe lift that right foot an inch or two. So you can feel the core engaging here. Lowering the right foot, release the left. So bend both knees and just hug your knees in and have a little rock from side to side. And then roll yourself over onto your side. Pick yourself up and we're going to come into child pose. So onto your hands and knees. Take your knees nice and wide and your big toes to touch. And you can sit back towards your heels. Now, you don't have to touch the heels, and if you want to, curl the toes under and just let the hips go back towards the heels. And you can have the elbows bent so the arms are relaxed, or you can place your hands under your forehead. And then as you lift your head, walk your hands over towards the right. So try to keep your left hip where it is and just walk the hands to the right. Walk back into the center, and we're going to do the same thing to the left. And this time you're going to keep your right hip where it is. So once your right hip starts to lift and move, you've gone far enough. And come back into the center once again. We'll come forward now onto hands and knees. So bring your hands onto your shoulders and your knees are hip distance apart. So a little bit of cat-cow just to wake up the spine. As you exhale, round your back, draw your navel in, drop your head. And as you inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, drop the belly. And exhale again. And inhale. Exhale. And then inhale back to a neutral spine. So from here, take your right foot back. So just on the ground, turn the toes under and stretch into that right heel. Lift the right foot now to hip level, bend the knee, and the sole of your foot is facing up towards the sky as you gently pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the right leg down. And this time here we're going to bring the right foot out to the side. So bring it out to the side. Again, foot is on the ground. Keep it on the ground. We're going to keep it nice and easy this morning. Bring your left hand in under your left shoulder. And then stretch your right hand up towards the sky. So a nice side stretch and a twist. And then bring the right hand down. Come back onto your right knee. And we're going to turn around and do the left side. So start with stretching your left foot back and pressing into the heel, turning the toes under. Lift to hip level, bend the knee, sole of the foot up towards the sky and pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it down, bring it out to the side. Again, onto the ground. We'll move the right hand in under the shoulder and stretch the left hand up. And slowly back down once again. So I want you to come all the way down onto your belly. Bring your hands under your forehead for what we call crocodile pose. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. And then lifting your head, bend your elbows and come onto your forearms. So we'll come into a gentle back bend or gentle low cobra. Now activate your legs. So press your feet into the mat and see if your kneecaps will just lift away from the ground a little bit so the legs are active. There should be no pinching in the back, so you can go as far forward as you need to with the arms if you're feeling any discomfort in your lower back. And then we'll push back up onto hands and knees again. Come back one more time into child pose. And then from here, come forward, curl your toes under, and lift up into what we call downward facing dog. So in downward dog now, I want you to lift the heels, lift and drop the heels a few times. Bend and straighten each knee. So bend the right knee and the left, and the right and the left. And then with your knees bent, walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep the knees bent now as we come up, bring the hands onto the hips, and we'll come all the way up to a standing position. Everybody okay? So just to remind you again, if it's your first day at yoga or you're not used to doing a yoga practice, just take it nice and easy. So we're going to stand with the feet nice and wide. So maybe at least hip distance or even the width of your mat if you like. Inhale the arms up. Reach up. Exhale the arms back down. And again, inhale your arms up. This time interlace your fingers. Press the palms up. Now draw your navel in, soften your knees and stretch over to your right. Lift up again, stretch up, engage the core, draw the navel in, bend the knees and stretch left. And again, stretch up and to the right. Stretch up and to the left. And slowly come back. Release the hands down and roll the shoulders out a few times. And go the opposite direction. Okay, so keeping your feet nice and wide, hands on the hips, we're going to rock from the heels to the toes. Now, I suggest you try and find a flattish bit. I know there can be kind of lumps and bumps in the grass, so find yourself on a reasonably level place. And we're going to try and come up onto the balls of the feet. Release the hands up. So this is a bit challenging here because it is a little bit lumpy. And if you're steady, maybe coming down into a little bit of a squat. And up again, heels down, hands down. One more time. Inhale, arms up onto the balls of the feet and bend. Push into the feet. Come all the way up. Hands down, heels down. Okay, just give the legs a little bit of a shake out. Hands a little bit of a shake. Everybody okay? We're nicely warmed up. Okay, we're going to try a few. We'll start with half salutations and then a few full sun salutations. Again, if these are new to you, take it at your own pace. Don't worry about it. So come to the top of your mat with your feet hip distance apart. We'll bring the hands to the heart center for a moment. Relax the shoulders. But begin to engage your legs. So as you press down into your toes, lift your kneecaps and your thigh muscles. So feel those legs strong. Inhale, take your arms out and up. Bend your knees to fold, fingers towards the floor if you can, or hands onto the shins. Inhale, flat back, look out. Exhale, fold again over bent knees. And then inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhaling back into Tadasana or mountain pose. We'll do that again. Inhale, take the palms out, reach up. Folding over bent knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. And inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhaling back into Tadasana. So this time I'll ask you to bring the feet together if you can. Big toes touching and a bit of space between your heels. Hands back at heart center. Inhale, take the palms out, reach up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, look out, half lift. Hands flat. Step your right and your left foot back to plank. So step all the way back to plank, dropping to your knees, to your chest, to your chin. and coming up into cobra. Lovely. Bring the hands under your shoulders, push back up onto your hands and knees. Curl the toes under into what we call downward facing dog. So again, you could step your feet in a little if you need to. Bring them a little wider. And you can have the knees bent if you need, as you release your head and neck. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Step your right and your left foot up. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhaling back into Tadasana. Okay. So once again, inhale, take the palms out, reach up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, step into plank. Dropping to the knees, to the chest, to the chin, or anybody who's used to chaturanga, you can do that. Inhaling into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes to downward dog. Take your right leg back. Knee into the chest. Now, take your time to bring your right foot forward. You might even need to take hold of your calf and bring that foot forward. Flatten the left heel and turn the left foot in. Hands on the hips. Inhale, both arms up to warrior one. Now, drop your left hand. You can take the lower back or you can take the back of your thigh. And then very gently turn the right palm towards you as you look up and lift up out of the waist. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Stepping back to plank. Dropping, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale into downward dog. Left leg back. Knee in. Left foot forward. So take your time, as I say, if you need to help it forward. Turn the right foot in, press the heel down and come up. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Drop your right hand. It can be the back of your thigh or to the lower back, left palm towards you, and lift. Sweep the right hand up, inhale. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Step into plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra, upward dog. And exhale, roll over your toes to downward dog, or at this stage, take a child pose if you need a break. So child pose is just back down onto the ground. So just breathe here now, softening the breath. Exhale fully. As you inhale, look forward. Step your right and your left foot up. Flat back, look out. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling back into Tadasana. Lovely. So come to the top of your mat. Take a breath or two. Close your eyes if you like. And well done on getting through the sun salutations. Okay, so when you're ready, open your eyes. And we're going to try a little bit of balancing. So this will be the last challenge, and we'll do all the tough stuff first. So again, try and find a spot that's not too lumpy. If you even want to come off your mat, the grass is actually not too bad. We'll stand on the left foot, bend the right knee. And I just want you to lift your right leg. Now you can slightly bend the left leg if you need to for balance, whatever works for you. If you're steady, hands at heart center. So this is as far as we're going now with the balance this morning. It's challenging enough. Just find a spot to focus on, maybe on the grass. And then I'd like you to just take your right leg back behind you. Not too far back. Bend the left knee And we're just going to bring the hands down. Now, if you can take fingertips to the ground, do, and if not, just bring the hands onto your leg somewhere. So bend the left knee as deeply as you need to. You can lift the right heel as well if that's easier, and then drop your head for a pyramid pose. And when you're ready, step your right foot up to your left. With the knees bent, slowly come back up to standing. Lovely. Give the legs a little stretch. And we'll try the other side. So weight onto your right foot. Bend your left knee. Flex the left foot and just pause here for a moment. Hands to heart center if you're steady. Or if you're finding this really challenging, maybe take both hands out. That seems to help the balance. And then in your own time, as you kind of tilt forward, step that left foot back, not too far. Bend the right knee, hands down, and maybe lift the left heel as you drop your forehead towards your shin. So with the right knee bent, step the left foot up. Both knees bent, hands on hips. And we'll slowly come back up to a standing position. Okay. So step back onto your mats. Hands to heart center. And I'm going to step over here so that you can go wide on your mats. Everybody still hear me? Yeah, good. So feet nice and wide. Turn your right foot out and your left foot in. Bend into your right knee for warrior 2. Inhale both arms up and exhale drop the shoulders, looking along your right arm. Keep the chest nice and open. Sink into that right thigh, and the left leg is also strong, so you want to sort of engage the left knee. Lovely. Actually turned out a much nicer morning, isn't it lovely looking out on the water there? And now drop your left hand again, like we did earlier. It can be the back of the thigh or it can be the lower back if you need that support. Bring the right hand towards you as you lean back to your left. Feel the stretch up the right side of your waist. And come back into warrior 2. Straighten the right leg, hands on the hips, turning your feet forward. So left foot out now and right foot in. Bend your left knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, drop the arms and look along your left. That's perfect. Dropping that right hand, so it can be back of the thigh or lower back. Left palm towards you, stretch back to your right. And come back up into warrior 2. Straighten the left knee, hands down, and turn both feet forward. So we're moving to the right once again. Right foot out, left foot in. This time we're keeping a straight leg. Inhale the arms up again for Trikonasana, or triangle pose. Reach over to your right and take the right hand down somewhere onto your leg. Now, if you're beginning to feel any discomfort in the back, maybe bend that right knee. Stretch your left hand up. And the head position can be, looking straight ahead is probably reasonably comfortable for most people. If you want to, you can also look down or you can look up. Pushing into your right foot, come up, and again we're going to reverse it. So we're going to drop the left hand, bring the right hand up. And again you can have the hand on the lower back. This time the difference is the right leg is straight. And back again, hands down, feet forward. So left foot out, right foot in. Inhale your arms up. Extend over that left leg, left hand down, right hand up. So again, soften the left knee, anybody who needs to. Reach up through the fingers of the right arm. Your palms are facing towards me. And bring the right hand onto your hip, press into your left foot, come up, left hand up, and we'll reverse it. So again, you can keep the hand on the hip or you can slide it down the leg. And slowly come back up, hands down, turn the feet forward and walk them in. You might actually want to stretch the legs out a little bit before we move on. So now we're taking the feet apart but not quite so wide. And this time I want you to turn your toes out and your heels in. So turn the toes out as much as you can. Hands on the hips, bend the knees. So as you bend your knees, the knees will tend to roll in. We want to encourage the knees over the feet. So tilt your pelvis slightly forward. For goddess pose, hands to heart center. Stay here or bring the hands out nice and wide, thumb and first finger together. And this is strong in the legs, I know. And slowly straighten up your legs. Keep the legs as they are. We're going to bring the hands down onto the thighs. And you're literally going to stretch from side to side, so bending and straightening each one. You can lean slightly forward here. Come back to straight legs. And now from here, inhale both arms up. Star pose. I want you to really draw your belly in, stretch up through the fingertips and activate the legs. So drop in the kneecaps, legs are strong here. Grow maybe an inch. I could do with a few inches, but just lengthening up. Hands back to heart center. Slowly walk the feet, heel toe, and you can come back to the front of your mats again. Okay, everybody still okay? You're all still with me? Well done, especially anyone whose first day it was. I know one or two of you said you hadn't really done yoga before, so well done. So you'd be glad to know we're going to come back down to the ground, so no more balancing or anything like that. So come to the top of your mats. Bring your feet nice and wide apart now, hands on your hips. Bend your knees, and as you bend your knees this time, the weight is in the heels, so we're not up on the toes, weight is in the heels, and I want you to slightly pull your belly in and tuck your tailbone. Bring the hands out in front. Now bring the hands to your heart center. We're going to come into a twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Press your palms together, let the hips drop, and twist to your right. So you're looking towards your right elbow. And if you notice, there's a bit of blue sky actually coming through there. And slowly come back. You can straighten up for a moment, reach up. Bend the knees again, hands to heart center, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Press your palms and twist to your left. Come back to center, drop your hands to the ground. Step yourself back into downward facing dog. Just lift up and down a few times off the toes. Drop onto your knees. And again, knees wide, big toes touching. We'll take child pose. So just relax in child pose for a moment with your elbows bent or your arms alongside your body, or maybe supporting your head. If you need to, you can bring the hands underneath to support your head. And from here, I'd like you to slide forward onto your tummies once again, back into crocodile pose with the hands stacked on top of each other and your forehead resting on the back of your hands. And then lift your head. Just come into cobra once again, so we're just going to rest on the forearms, activate the legs. And slowly come back down. So as you come down, I want you to bring your hands down by your sides, palms facing in towards your thighs, forehead back on the mat. Now lift both arms, lift your head and chest. So you can keep the feet on the ground to start with, maybe interlace the hands behind your back and lift a little more. If that's too much, just keep the hands going straight back. And then lower down again, just rest the hands on the mat, forehead on the hands. And as you do this, just let your feet flop so the legs relax. So once again, bring the hands back down by your side. Lift the head, lift the chest, lift the arms. This time, you might lift the legs a few inches as well. Again, if you do this and you feel, oh, no, my back doesn't like it, bring the feet back down. This is a great back strengthener. It's a tough one, but it is actually good for strengthening the back. And slowly come down, fold the hands again. Let the feet flop, relax your head. And now push yourself back up through child pose. Walk the hands back towards your knees and roll over onto your hip as we stretch both legs out in front for Dandasana. So, he wants to join us. So just move the buttock flesh out to the side, sitting on your sitting bones. Relax the shoulders back and down and place your fingertips somewhere on the mat, just around, beside or behind the hips, so you're sitting tall. Draw the toes towards you now, activating the legs. And now we'll bend the knees just a little bit. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale to come forward. So rest your hands somewhere on your legs and let your chest rest on your thighs. Now for those of you that are used to doing this, if you want to walk the feet forward and straighten the legs a little more, you can go for that. Again, being mindful of your back. Just take the gaze to your toes. And slowly begin to walk your hands back. So we're going to bend the knees again, feet hip distance, and this time we're going to bring the hands behind with the fingertips facing in towards us. So nice and easy, as you inhale, just press into the hands and lift your chest. Look up at that blue sky and the little bit of sunshine that's beginning to come through the trees. And slowly relax. Now we're going to straighten the legs out. And this time we're going to do the same thing, just press into the hands and lift. And slowly relax. Bend your knees again and sit up. Okay, moving into a twist, we're going to stretch the left leg out and you're having your right knee bent. Step your right foot out a little bit from your left, so you might have a hand's distance between the foot and the left leg. Take your right hand behind you. Sweep your left hand up. Wrap it around your right knee, or you can take the elbow to the outside of the knee if you're used to doing these twists. So just turn from the waist to look over your right shoulder. Or if your neck is anyway strained, just keep your chin over your chest. Don't feel you have to turn the head extremely. Point the left toes up to the sky so that left leg stays active. Inhale, come back to the front. Stretch your right leg out. Bend your left. So again, a little bit of space between the left foot and the right leg. You might like to hold the shin and just sit tall for a moment. And then left hand behind you. Inhale the right hand up. Wrap it around the left knee and twist to your left. Maybe elbow to the outside of the knee, if that feels comfortable. Right foot points up. And just breathe through your twist. Inhale to come back to the front, stretching out your left leg. So bend both knees once again, and in your own time, lower yourself down onto your back. So on your back with both knees bent, feet are hip distance apart. Just check if you can tip your heels with your fingers. Great. And we're going to do a little bit of moving bridge here. So as you press into your feet, lift your hips and maybe your lower back, and then lift the hands overhead. So you don't have to come up too high. And then slowly lower the back and the hips and the hands at the same time. Come all the way down, rest your lower back on the mat. And then pressing into the feet, come up again. Lift the hands overhead. Press into those feet and use the legs here rather than your back. And once again, slowly come down. Last one, press into the feet and lift. And slowly lower the back, the hips, the hands. Hug your knees in and just make little circles at the base of your spine, going both directions now. Now place the feet back on the mat with the knees bent. Hug your right knee in once again. Stretch your right leg up and just hold the back of the leg wherever you can hold, and just point and flex that right foot. Now just using the hands, draw the right foot a little closer to your head just to stretch out your hamstrings and your calf muscles. Just going as far as you can. And then bend the right knee, hug it in, and place your right foot back on the mat. So left leg, hug it in, stretch it up, support the back of the leg, pointing and flexing. And then drawing that foot a little closer to you till you feel a stretch. Bend the left knee, place the left foot down. So bring both knees in towards the chest and bring both legs up just at about 90 degrees. You don't want to bring them up or back towards you this time. And we're going to do a little bit of scissors. So just cross them alternately. And then shake the feet out, shake the legs, just let everything go loose. Bring your feet back onto your mat. Take the feet nice and wide now, maybe even the width of your mat. Bring your arms out at shoulder level. And start to drop the knees to the right, both knees to the right, head gently turning left. Back to center, knees to the left and head to the right. And again, keep moving slowly from side to side. So you can keep your feet on the mat and you're literally just dropping the knees side to side, letting the head roll gently from side to side. And then come back to center, and in your own time you can roll onto your side to get yourself ready for Shavasana. So you might like an extra layer on, maybe socks or something on while you're doing Shavasana. So make yourselves comfortable. So we don't have to worry about getting sunburned today. You can just relax. So lie down onto your mats whenever you're ready and settle yourself into the ground. So you can have bent knees. You can straighten the legs and take the feet out wide and just let them flop. You can even lie on your side if that's more comfortable for you. So find what works for you now this morning, just so that you can lie down for about 5 minutes. So just settle yourself into the ground. close your eyes and begin to withdraw your senses. So you can just acknowledge what's going on around you, the sound of the bells, the sound of the breeze, maybe children playing. Just acknowledge it and then let it fade into the distance as you bring your awareness inwards. So just feel your body getting heavier as you release the arms, the legs, the back of the head. And once again, I'd like you to rest your hands lightly on your belly. Exhale deeply, and then begin to inhale as you draw the breath down into your belly. So you just feel a little bit of movement, or maybe a lot of movement, if you're used to doing this breathing. If you're not so used to it, you mightn't notice much, but just stay with it. Breathing deeply in and out of your belly. Now, after the next exhale, move your hands up and cup them lightly around your ribs, or just rest them very lightly on your rib cage. We'll see if we can get some movement in the rib cage. So exhale, and as you inhale, breathe into the belly first and see if you can bring the breath up into your ribs, feeling a bit of expansion in the rib cage. And then slowly exhale. And again, inhale into your rib cage. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And now move the hands and just rest them lightly just below your collarbone, so on the top of your chest. And you mightn't feel much movement here, but we'll just see how it goes. So exhale first. Inhale into your abdomen. Feel it moving up through the rib cage and maybe into the chest. Pausing for a second. And then slowly exhale. And again, inhale into the abdomen, into the rib cage, into the chest, and pause. And a long, slow exhale. Release everything. And then let your breath just become relaxed so you don't have to think about it. Settle your body a little bit deeper into your mat. Letting your head become heavy as you relax the back of the head, the scalp, the forehead, your eyelids, cheeks, lips, tongue and chin. Relax your throat and the back of your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax both arms, feeling the arms now heavy. Just let them maybe drift away from the body. Relax your chest, your ribs, and your abdomen. Relax your spine from the base of your neck to your tailbone. Relax your pelvis. Relax the legs all the way down to the toes. Again, let the legs be heavy. If they're extended, just let those feet flop out to the side. So let your whole body completely relax. So you can begin to let your awareness come back as you tune into the sounds and the sensations around you. Staying with your eyes closed for another moment, but then starting to introduce movement into your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Inhale and stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs out. Exhale, bring your arms down, bend your knees and draw your knees into your chest. You might like to just rock from side to side. And eventually just bring yourself right over onto your side and take a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly come to seated. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Namaste. Thank you all once again for coming, and thank you from Carrigaline First Responders for the support. If you're wondering, well, we're not collecting any money on the day because we don't have a permit to collect cash. If anybody doesn't have the link to the GoFundMe page for Carrigaline First Responders, you can just give me, well, I have your numbers, but you can just let me know and I can send you the link for donations. And every euro is very much appreciated. So I hope you enjoyed yourselves as well. The weather held up for us. It was actually quite pleasant. A little bit of blue sky and warmth coming through. So have a lovely weekend. As I say, thank you again for coming out on a Saturday morning. I'm very aware that it's a bank holiday weekend and some of you might like to have had a little lie-in, but you came out anyway. So give yourselves a round of applause for doing that. So weather permitting, I will be here. This is the last Saturday of the yoga in the park, but I will be here on Wednesdays, weather permitting. And again, it's all for charity. It's Wednesday morning, 10:30 for anybody who enjoyed this morning or would like to come, and it's literally just turn up if it's fine. So thanks again and have a lovely weekend. Thank you.